Hey everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a bit of a makeup-y one, just getting ready in the morning. I'm starting off by doing my skincare, as you can hopefully see, just doing my normal serums and eye cream and then some lip balm as well. This makeup look, I won't lie, I love the eyeshadow, but I regret the lipstick decision so much. So I'm starting off with eyes today because I plan to do a purple eye look. And you'll see me literally dig through quite a few palettes in a second. Oh my god guys, that powder is the best powder. It's actually so unfortunate you can only get it in America, I think, but I love it so much. Here we go. I'm contemplating all the shadows that I have with me. I brought quite a few home, but I was still kind of being quite picky about what purples I wanted to use. So we're starting off with a nice neutral shade just to make sure that that concealer is properly set under there, and also just to add a slight transition shade into the crease. And I'm just comparing colours in palettes to check out how it's going to blend together and what colours I'd rather use for my crease shades and transitioning. So we're using this shadow from the XX Revolution Tuxedo palette, I believe. I haven't really used that palette this much, but I really enjoyed using it today, and I thought it blended really nicely actually. I'm going to take the purple from the, I think this is the Pumpkin Pie palette. I don't actually remember. I would assume it is because that's what's on the front of it, to be honest. But yeah, I'm taking this one and I'm popping it all on the outer corner. This ended up looking a lot more pink than I originally intended, so I wasn't too happy with the way that it was turning out. And you can see here I'm just building up in thin layers to make sure that I get it all blended together the way that I want to. I find this works best for me with most shadows. And here I am contemplating what's wrong with it, so I've blended it in a little bit more, bringing it more to like the beginning of my eyelid. And then decided to go in with a shadow from the Everything You Need Bright Matte palette from Beauty Bay, which has such great pigmentation. And I'm layering some of that purple shade over the top in the outer corners. You can't really tell on camera, but in real life this made a massive difference and really did save the eyeshadow and make it a lot more purpley and reduce the amount of pinkness that came from the other purple. And then here I am yet again, flicking through to find a shade that I would like on my lid. I do this a lot of the time where I just swatch a couple of shades, hold it up to my eye and see which ones I'm going to prefer. In this case, I'm going to blend these two, this lilac colour from the Tuxedo palette from XX Revolution in the front portion of my eye, and then in the middle portion I'm going to take a shimmery purple from the Everything You Need Bright palette from Beauty Bay. There you go, just there. And I'm going to put this in the middle as kind of like a transition between the matte and the shimmers. I will say I had a little bit of difficulty getting pigmentation off the first shade, and I had to wet my brush in the end, which I don't ever do, to be honest. But yeah, fingers tended to work a lot better. I found that out near the end just then, and I'm just blending it together through the crease again with the same brushes I used to do most of my crease work. Then we're going into the base. I'm mixing two foundations because at the moment I am in between shades. I'm not quite at my palest, but I'm very much so, as you guys can hopefully tell, definitely not my tannest either. Excuse my voice break, I hope that didn't come out too loud for you guys. And then I'm also using a little bit of that foundation to just clean out the outer edges of the eyeshadow blending. And I'm using a more brightening shade of concealer just under my eyes, on my chin, and on my forehead. That is the Revlon Candid, and blending out with my sponge. And going in with more of that Maybelline Fit Me translucent powder. Guys, it's such an amazing powder. I love it so much, and I'm so sad that I know that I won't be able to repurchase it once it's gone. And here I finally decided that it was time to take my wet hair out of the Turby towel that I had on, which is also a hair towel. And yeah, but then it kind of got in my face, so I had to pin it back as well for a second. But I normally let my hair air dry, really. And this is just literally straight after it's been washed. And I try not to brush it too much when it's wet because it's quite weak in this state. And then I'm blending the leftover shades on the blending brush that I used under my under eyes, and moving on to brows. I'm still using the Revolution brow powder, the dual one. I know a lot of people have moved over to brow lamination, but I still feel like I'm stuck in my lane with my brow powder, and I feel like I have been for a while, but it's just a staple for me. And of course a tinted brow gel, whether that's the Benefit Gimme Brow or the e.l.f. one that I'm using today. I just love a tinted brow gel, especially with brow like with fibres in it. Taking MAC Mineral Skin Finish in Medium Deep as my bronzer, a cult classic on this channel. We all know I'm obsessed with this powder as a bronzer, and I just think it looks really natural and really does blend into the skin nicely. But that probably has a part to do with the fact that it's a mineralized skin finish and meant as a powder. And then I am taking a MAC blush in Fleur Power, which is in my Project Pan. I love this, I just think this is such a pretty brush. And finally we're taking MAC Double Gleam Highlighter. I don't know why I ended up bringing all of my MAC stuff back. I think it's just because I was using it the most before I left the uni house for half term, so yeah. And here I am contemplating if I want to do wing liner. Recently I've been doing wing liner a lot, so I was contemplating just leaving it, but then I changed my mind. As you can see, ultimately I get so scared doing this on camera because it's most likely going to go wrong when you're trying to film yourself do it. So this definitely was a time where I was holding my breath and just hoping for the best. And never forget, eyeliner is never going to be perfectly the same on both eyes. Just let it be, is what I sometimes say. I'm mixing 2 mini mascaras to get the volume and length that I want on my lashes, but all of the footage looked like this, and it was also quite long because I do probably 3 coats of mascara on my lashes. And here I am digging for a lipstick shade. I could have sworn I put in a Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick that would have looked amazing, like it was a cool toned one, but I couldn't find it, so ultimately I went for this red. Don't ask me what compelled me to. I think I just really wanted to wear a red lipstick. And this is the finalised look. I won't lie, I took the red lipstick off straight after filming this and put on a nice nude shade, which honestly looked so much better. But here it is with glasses on. Just giving you guys a little bit of modelling here, and also with glasses off, just so you can see how it frames. And that's everything.